We gather in community to worship at the corner of our year as a congregation. This morning we carry love and hope and courageous faith and seek to renew our covenantal commitment to each other. We remind ourselves of the home we share, a home that we come back to, whether after a long or short absence, a home we welcome all to make their own, a home of love and of hope and of faith. We gather in ritual this morning, carrying gifts of our summer, symbols of the water that has blessed us. These symbols may call to mind light summer showers, thunderstorms, dewy mornings and misty evenings, or moments by the ocean, pool, river, or lake, perhaps swimming, fishing, hiking, or just strolling. And who we were with while there, even if we were by ourselves. Perhaps we found ourselves in the presence of water during a moment of grief, or birth, or rebirth, or perhaps in a mundane place whose sacredness is palpable nonetheless. We reflect upon what brought us to these moments and places, in backpacks and coolers, surely. But even more, what spiritual, emotional, or other baggage we carried, and what we did with it while we were in these watery places. Did the water's unprovoked and indefatigable resiliency inspire you? Or its serenity? Maybe its waxing and waning tides? The music of its motion, or the silence of its sleep? Did you feel the interdependent web of all existence coming alive in those moments? Some of you may have had a gift of a spiritual or creative epiphany. Others of you are growing awareness of how this very water is like the strands of the web, and how the web is us and everything. Perhaps the ties to spiritual companions throughout the world come clearer. Bring to mind the monsoon rains that our UU partners in the Philippines and India know, or the churning ocean that the UUs in Tierra del Fuego know, the rivers and valleys of Transylvania, or Lake Victoria and Lake Tanganyika present to UUs in Kenya, Uganda, and Burundi. What brings these companions like us to the water? What does the water bring to them like us? How glorious, how sacred, how peaceful. Let us rest and rely on that truth in a moment of silence. In a moment, I'll invite you to come forward to add the water you have carried with you. As you add your water to the bowl, please share where it's from and a word or two about its significance to you. If you prefer, you may add your water in silence. Please come forward now, and to make it work, if we line up on the east side and come this way and then go back that way. That would be beautiful. If you forgot water, it's okay. I did too. So we have pictures here of water.
Symbolically, feel free to go ahead and incorporate it in.
Yes.
And we have two bowls,
Yes.
so whatever you'd like. Or in either bowl.
I have brought water from my neighborhood pool where I swim and exercise every single day. I can do it. It's between rain. And it's also a pool where all my neighbors exercise and meet and greet. Make friends, ones with knee surgery come and walk. I think it's a wonderful thing in my community.
Two and a half years ago, I made the choice. A little bit of encouragement from my mother to sell my home and move to live next door to her in the event that she was gonna need me to be her chauffeur. So anyway, we live on a beautiful part of the Halifax River, which is interconnected to the ocean, to the world. So I feel that that's interconnection, and this is where we spent our summer. And we just have a beautiful relaxing. So this is for both of us.
Well, I'm an Aquarian and water is very important to me, besides which it is one of the four elements, basic elements of this universe. So we were fortunate enough in the end of April to move to a place called Heritage Waterside. It's right on the Halifax River. However, I couldn't get down to the river to get it, so I took some water from our apartment there. And I also added some of the water that I put the rose in from last week's service. Oh, Aquarian.
Yes.
This one, right? Yes.
And I'm a Piscean, so I swim in water. And being on the water, being between two bodies of water, the ocean and the river is just relaxing and joy filling. And being able to find a place like this that's so close is the icing on the cake.
I had a wonderful trip with my family in May to France and there'll have to be symbolic water above the Dordogne.
And Paul, we've always lived on the water. We lived on Mississippi, we lived on Lake Sally and Fox Lake, and now we just have the pool. But we were in Minnesota this last summer and we went fishing in Lake Superior, my favorite place.
Hi, I'm Terry Lynn, I'm Paul's wife. Anyway, I got water this morning from the beach. And the ocean is just like so important to me. Both of us walk every day separately, but we walk. Right? I'm so romantic. Well, because no, we don't. Separately. Anyway, one of my goals is to swim in open water. So I've done 40 strokes so far. And the ocean's not cooperating because it's angry or something, but I have to have it really flat to swim in. So.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
I had two very special vacations this summer. I spent a loving time with my family in Connecticut,
And I had virtual water from Long Island Sound. We spent some time at the beach there. And I had a terrific vacation in Puerto Rico, where the beaches are just amazing. The water was like bath water. It was beautiful. And my experience there was wonderful. So both places virtually.
My water came from the new, or from the old, the new house. My tap there. I don't live on the water anymore. Now I'm on a ditch. And the other day it was really high. We had over 6 inches. But I've lived on the St. John's. I've lived on, my parents' farm was on Santa Fe River. And I was on a pond here before my children moved me. So I'm happy in my new old home. And the water just came out of the tap there. Whoops, wrong.
As most of you know, I lost 3 in April. So I've discovered in water under the Line Pass Bridge. His favorite place, that's a bridge between Sanibel and Capitol, where we used to live. So miss him every day.
Symbolically, I'm going to be pouring in some water in respect for my wife and for the rest of everybody that's here. Not shaking. And we had a wonderful summer. We visited family up way upstate New York. And one of our day trips, it's only a half hour away, we tripped into Vermont and we had lunch along the Battenkill. And it's a beautiful spot. We love that spot. We've camped there many times while we were living in upstate New York as well. But it's a symbolic pouring of our memories that we created this past summer. I love you.
Hello, I'm Carmen. I didn't bring any water, but I did go to the Mediterranean Sea this summer. And I was there with my granddaughter for a week. It was wonderful. A seaside village on the Mediterranean in Italy. So the symbolic water would be from there, from the sea, and from our time that we spent together with my 22-year-old granddaughter and I.
You stole my thunder. The water I will pour is from the beautiful, symbolically from the beautiful Battenkill River that flows through Vermont and into New York State. It's just a magical place. Mountains and covered bridges, and it's just beautiful there. All water is sacred and the ocean as well, but the Battenkill was for the summer. I'm going to have water symbolically as well. So the Mediterranean has been covered. I did that cruise to Malta. What I'm going to focus on symbolically is Ireland, because I've been there. It is kind of a magical place, and now I'm going back because my family's there. So symbolically is what I did. Is I got a wine list. It's really water, but in order to symbolically put in for Ireland. This full. Yeah. And just lovely to think about how much water plays a part in our lives and to have this pretty symbolic service that they have put together is beautiful. So thank you.
My water is symbolic too. I had an early summer vacation in Omaha. And the Missouri River flows through Omaha. There's a big floodplain that's in part of the city. And the designs, the river just snakes and it's intricate twists and turns. And loads of beautiful trees. I'm not sure which kind, maybe linden. But it's just a beautiful sight to behold. And my other trip a few weeks ago was to Iceland. And my first time there, I've never been so far north in my life, but it was a fabulous experience. So as I put the water in, I'm thinking of the Atlantic Ocean up there. And the water is gray. Every time, I was along the ocean, it was gray. And then I commemorate the steam coming out the sides of the mountains because of the geothermal activity all throughout Iceland. And this is waters from all previous water services here at Community Unitarian Universalist Church. So this water has a history.
What we will do is take some of the water from today's service. And after we sanitize it so it doesn't throw nothing over there, it'll be added to this water. So each year we blend our community, yeah. Sounds good. Isn't that what we need? This water is sacred. As drops of water fill our vessel, so too are we renewed and refilled with community. This water is made sacred by the many hands that pour it with intention and love, the many stories that each drop contains, the many lives connected by commitment and faith. May it continue to flow through this community with shining reflections of the unique gifts that thread through each of us. May it continue to nurture us with sustaining hope that we will journey together through whatever the future holds. May it continue to bless us with loving reminders of our collective responsibility to one another and the world. May its ripples be a reminder to bring movement and transformation to the wider world. May its purity offer us grace and the willingness to forgive ourselves and one another when we make mistakes. May its transparency bring us clarity of purpose and commitment in moments of uncertainty. May it nourish us with the knowledge that we are surrounded by a deep and abundant love in moments when the reservoirs of our hearts and spirits are drained by sorrow or pain. This water is sacred. May our gathering together this morning be a blessing for one and all. May it inspire us to a year of hope and love and courageous faith. And may we walk that year in the full awareness, as often as possible, of the blessed ties that bind each to all. Take a moment for meditation. These words are from a movie called After Earth. They were spoken by Will Smith. So I realize it's a movie, but I find the words pretty profound. Fear is not real. The only place that fear can exist is in our thoughts of the future. It is a product of our imagination, causing us to fear things that do not and may not ever exist. Do not misunderstand me. Danger is very real, but fear is a choice. My wish is that we experience understanding and compassion and fill the world with loving kindness instead of fear.